The first Class A race grid was incredibly close, with Audi's Sean Watson-Smith on pole, 7/100ths of a second quicker than BMW's Anthony Taylor. Watson-Smith was confident of his chances, though.
It's a good circuit for Audi. Even last year, I think Melville won here quite convincingly. So certainly seems to suit the cars. I think I was quite fortunate to get 2 poles for both races, because you'll see by the times it was very, very close. But I had a very good run in qualifying behind Etienne, who gave me a bit of a pull. So yeah, it's looking good so far, and let's just try and get through the first corner and take it easy and see what happens in the race.
BMW's Etienne van der Linde and Audi's Johan Verree filled the second Class A row, while Volkswagen Golf GTI drivers Heinz Berzé and Ian Pepper headed up Class T.
A phenomenal start there from Johan Verree, but there's action already. Look at that! Melville Priest up the back end of Etienne van der Linde again. Yes, we saw it in Durban, we've seen it in Killarney, and now we come to Cape Town and we see it yet again.
That's broken a few bits loose. Looks like the back bumper hanging off there. That might be a black flag coming out for that. We'll have to watch out.
Watson-Smith not getting a good start off pole position, though. He is down in 5th place. Can you believe that? Watson-Smith just slowed on the line completely. I'm not quite sure what was wrong with that car. And you can see he's drifting wide there as well, unable to make a turn. There's definitely a problem in Watson-Smith's car.
I think I saw one of the engine Audis drifting offline, going wide on that corner, but look at this man out front. Verree putting his car back together very nicely after losing one of the wheels at Killarney, but on the gas out front now.
Right on his tail, though, is the other engine extreme car of Michael Stephen. Then we've got Anthony Taylor. Now, I beg your pardon, that's Etienne van der Linde. That's the damaged car. Then it's Taylor. Taylor right on his tail. And he's going to have to watch out, because that bumper is going to be very, very dangerous. If I know Anthony, he's going to try and rub that bumper off to make sure that he doesn't get it into his radiator.
Certainly want to get rid of that excess material, but Verree all about the front on the gas, and he's keeping a nice, clean line on the inside, not letting anyone through. Change of the front, for sure. We've got the Audis, then the BMWs, and the Nissans are off the back this time.
Now, Nissan's taking a bit of strain. Remember, they've got a little bit of extra weight because of all their victories that they've had so far. That Audi of Sean Watson-Smith also had a little bit of extra bias in it. But let's keep an eye and see what's going to happen there with Michael Stephen. Then we've got Etienne van der Linde. Here comes the first of the Nissans, and that is Leroy Poulter. And he's pushing very, very hard as they come across the line to complete lap number 1.
This is the first heat. It's an 8-lap sprint, so these guys are pushing real hard. Looks like Taylor's coming through on his teammate. It's a BMW battle.
Yeah, the white wing mirrors is Taylor, the red wing mirrors is Etienne van der Linde. Van der Linde has lost that bumper, so I think Etienne has had a little bit of a service from his teammate, and they've rubbed that bumper off completely. Nice driving from Anthony Taylor to get rid of that debris.
And we go on board with Leroy Poulter in 5th spot, looking at this battle with the BMWs, hoping and praying that they're going to trip over each other and he can claw his way back up, because those Audis are checking out.
They are really flying down that back straight away, and I'm not quite sure what the difference is here, but you could see off the line, Verree had a phenomenal start. He was stuck in 4th place and just blasted through and got to the whole shot up the inside. Taylor of Michael Stephen. Stephen with a problem. Michael Stephen slowing down, and another problem here for D'Cunha. D'Cunha spun out there in the Tubular Tech car.
First of the Class T's, we've got Ian Pepper in the PG Auto Gloss GTI, number 46, absolutely flying, and he's winning his battle over Berzé and Nathan.
Nice driving from these GTIs, though. They have really improved. The Minis have done a lot of work as well, but unfortunately, a blown engine has not allowed Garth Wieberski to start this first race. It's only Robert Volk in the Affinta Parts Mini, and look how far back he is. You cannot even see him in screen in the shot. Problems here as we see Michael Stephen coming into the pit lane. That means that we're going to have 2 of the Engine Extreme Audis out of this race. No problems for the MD Transport 1 or for these 2 Castrol BMWs.
Out front, it's still all about Verree. Then we've got 2 of the BMWs. Then we go all the way back to the gaggle of Sasol Nissans before we go back to Priest in the second of the Audis out there on the track. A little bit of dirt getting kicked up by the first Nissan. That's Leroy Poulter pushing hard.
On his tail, Gary Formato. Then it's Chop Sapuka, and then we go back into the battle there between Melville Priest, who of course was involved in that first lap incident. Then it's Clint Weston, and he's having a superb battle here with Reggie Roots. Record right back in the Bozel Nissan 350Z, and a little touch between him and Clint Weston. That's going to be some fun and games. Across the line, coming to take the checkered flag though, local boy, Johan Verree.
Verree's victory was conclusive. His Audi finished more than 2 seconds ahead of the 2 chasing BMWs, while Ian Pepper, Heinz Berzé and Graham Nathan scored a Golf GTI hat-trick in Class T.
A slightly more endurance field, A, T, B and C all together for 20 laps of action, and it's the 2 Audis once again who get away very, very smartly off the line. Johan Fourie down into turn 1 on his tail. His stablemate and teammate for Vic Maharaj Racing, Melville Priest. As the rest of the field streamed through there, it looked as if it was Ian Pepper in Class T. Class B was Rio Jaffa, and Class C, well, you can see how much action already in Class C.
Absolutely stacked field going aboard with the first of the BMWs sitting in a nice third place. Anthony Taylor getting a good shot. But remember, we will drive in those BMWs, the two cars in front of them, the Audi Quattros. They just put all power to all those wheels and they just run.
Nice start there as well from Leroy Poulter, first of the Sassel Nissans. He's got Van der Linde right on his tail, then it's De Cunha, then we've got Formato, Roots, and then the two Subarus there just ahead of this Class T battle, with Pepper leading that Class T battle at the moment in the PG Auto Glass car.
Certainly going to be a great race to watch, not only at this race down at Killarney, but for the rest of the season. These GTIs having some great dices throughout the year so far.
A little bit further back, we can pick up on both the minis there. The Affinta Parts one of Robert Volk just ahead of Garth Waberski in the Cashel one, dicing for the Class T honours.
We go back to the front with the Class A's. We saw one of the Sassol Nissans moving up the inside of the BMWs, and just at the back of the Class A battle are the two Subarus.
That was Poulter hanging on and fighting for his position. I think Van der Linde once passed. He wants to get up there and give Priest a little bit of a run for his money and a little bit of his own medicine. But Taylor's doing just that as they come across the line. Taylor looking up the inside. Is he going to be able to make the stick? Yes, he is. Great drive from Anthony Taylor in the Castrol BMW. He's now ahead and pushing hard to catch Fourie, one of his arch rivals in production cars.
Very, very strong move from Taylor, but it looks like Priest has managed to put the power down. He's going to have to drive around the outside, and I don't think there's a pass there.
Yeah, nice driving through Westbank Corner. They're now in Engen Corner. As they come out of Engen Corner, it's Taylor who's in second. Melville Priest, the MyCar Sonex Audi there in third. And looking for a way back past that BMW.
We'll see who we pick up in fourth place, and it is Etienne van der Linde, who is looking safe. I didn't see one of the Sassol Nissans, so we might have lost them along the way.
No, it's just tucked in behind there, just catching him in the background. So unfortunately, Poulter losing out to van der Linde, but we saw that happening a bit earlier on in this lap as they come through Sayback. Now onto the back straight. This is a very, very fast corner. You can see how hard they're pushing. Nice shot there of De Cunha. He's got Formato all over the back of him. Then it's Roots. Then we've got Chop Sapuka. Back to Class C. It looks like it's Beninka who leads Class C. Nice dice here as well between Mark Silverwood. He's out there in the Oki-sponsored Ford Fiesta. Remember, he's the man who wrote off that Ford Icon at Killarney.
Remember, all four of the classes on the track at the same time, and it's a long race, so there's going to be some traffic problems coming in later on.
Yeah, they come to complete another lap. It's Johan Fourie, the local man, looking to make it a double for the day. Taylor's in second, then it's Priest. Then we go down to Van der Linde, Poulter, Formato, De Cunha, Roots. Roots battling hard on the outside there with Weston. They're continuing that battle from the first heat. And Chop Sapuka sitting in the background going, oh, can't I get involved in this, please?
Formato making a move up the inside and getting on the back wheel of his teammate, putting himself ahead of the dealer team, Nissan, in the shape of De Cunha.
Just behind this GTI is the battle for Class B. That's Rio Jaffa, who's out in front of Ben Morganhood. So Morganhood with a bit of work to do to try and take the double. Remember, we saw him walk away with the first one. There's the two minis, the Affinta Parts one. That's the black one just ahead there of Robert Volk. Waberski in the Castrol coloured one.
This being a 20-lap race, tyre wear is certainly going to be a factor coming in quite soon.
Coming through Saybat Sweep now, this little Castrol mini of Waberski's looking to make up for lost ground. Remember, he wasn't in the first race, so he's got to try and score as many points as possible here in race 2.
Going back now to the thick of the Class C battle, and that's Tiance Elof fighting for position, but there's bits of car hanging off all over the place.
Trevor Tucky's teammate right behind him. Then it's Jason Thornton, the man from Cape Town, who's right there too. Beninka leads though. He's ahead of Prinsloo. And then it's Mark Silverwood in that Oki-sponsored Ford Fiesta.
Things certainly heating up in the Class C, and remember, lots of traffic going to be coming into play at the end of this race.
This is where we're coming into the traffic as we speak, Matt. The leaders coming into the Class C battle. This is Johan Fourie. He's got Anthony Taylor in second place. Is Fourie going to be able to get through here? As nicely as what Melville Priest is doing. You can see the Class C guys looking for those lights. If the lights are ablaze, they'll move across easily. Hopefully these boys have all got their lights on to make it easier for the Class C boys to get through. Flags will be waving to warn them that they're coming through, but it's not easy when you're involved in such a good battle here for 5th place in Class C.
That's right, headlights blazing on the leaders as we go back to Class T, and it looks like Heinz Bozet has got ahead of Ian Pepper, so Pepper not having it all his own way, and just behind him we're looking back at Graham Nathan.
One of his best mates off the circuit, but of course they're now battling for the race positions. Pepper back into the front though. Nice driving from the Pepster. He's up there and into first place once again.
Pushing real hard and just showing that there are battles going on in every class throughout the field. Pepper has got the fire lit down here at Killarney.
He's pushing hard, there's no doubt. Bozet once passed as well. Bozet and Nathan had a great one at Killarney, but it's all about Pepper and Bozet at the moment, with Nathan sitting back looking for a mistake from either one of these boys to try and capitalize in that K80 Estates car of his.
Yeah, the North GTI certainly ruling. And then we go back to Class C. We've got Robbie Beneka, and he's waving the race leader past in the shape of Fari. He gets past cleanly. Will Taylor be able to make it by the end of the straight?
I'm not quite sure if he's going to be able to do that because Taylor's a little bit off the back end of Johan Fari, but he gets through and past Beneka. Nice driving there from Beneka to let the boys know that they can go through on the inside. It's still a battle for Class C victory there, and it's not easy to do when you start getting these Class A cars in amongst you. Remember, you've got to give way to them, but not give way to your arch rival. Oh, and problems here for one of the Sassel cars. I think that might be Hector North. No, yes, indeed, that's Hector North, who's run a bit wide at West Bank corner, so problems there for North. Taylor's starting to close into the back end there, and there's definitely going to be a battle right to the bottom and right to the end of this race.
Yeah, the traffic has certainly come into play like we said it would, and second place, Taylor has moved up closer to Fari, as we just watched Formato making his way through the Class C traffic.
Looks like Formato's got ahead of Poulter as well, so there's a problem with Poulter's car. Yes, indeed, Poulter coming off here. So I think that might be a puncture on Poulter's car. There you can see Rekard Ritz's car in front, also with some tyre problems. So these Bridgestones are taking a little bit of strain down here at the rough circuit of Cape Town.
Yeah, the tyre gremlin starting to come into play, and big chats going on between the tyre manufacturers here.
Glenn-Hall looks a bit worried, but there's no problems for Johan Fari. He's got a big gap over Anthony Taylor. It looks as if there are some problems out there, though, for some of the other drivers, as we see Ken Whitfield getting it completely sideways. A little bit of mining there for the Liebherr car. Well, that's exactly what they do, so nice bit of driving, well collected. Fortunately, he's just hit the tyre wall and everything's okay with Ken's car. Hopefully he's okay in there. The marshal's running to assist him. Oh, back in the pits with more problems for the Castrol BMW car. Well, that's a big pity. Looks like we're going to have a safety car condition, and that's going to bring us to the end of the race under safety car conditions for 5 laps.
Thus, the Killarney circuit again proved kind to all-wheel drive Audi Quattros, while Volkswagen's Golf 5 GTI stamped its authority on Class T for force-inducted petrol-engined cars. Toyota's Ronex RSI ruled in Class B, while Volkswagen's City Golf took the Class C honours. But ultimately, the day belonged to local hero Johan Fari.
Yeah, no, brilliant, good stuff. I can't say anything. I'm so happy. I'm so positive after this weekend. We were quick all weekend long in all the sessions. I think one session we were the second quickest. Otherwise, we were right up there. We worked on consistency, and we previous in the beginning of the year had to nominate your home circuit where you want to test. This is my home circuit. We tested twice before from Killarney, so we got a proper setup. We did a race distance, so I know what the car's capable of. Just a pity of qualifying. We could have done a little bit better, but I can't complain about the results. We got 2 victories, so I'm ecstatic. I'm lekker happy.
The next